What is up guys, it is Simba here and welcome back to the channel for some more league racing content on F1 23, and today it is a double episode here in WOR for rounds 7 and 8 for the Portuguese
oh my god, I was
Belgium
unvalid.
Grand Prix. And if you haven't seen the last video, which was in Mexico, it was a sprint weekend, make sure you check it out before you see this one, and as always, get subscribed to the channel for some more content. Sorry it's been a while since the last video. I've been trying to just wait for Belgium to try and make this into a double episode, because we're going to try and speedrun Portugal a little bit. Not much happened, but as you can see, we're on our first qualifying lap, and it's actually been quite a decent banker, as we have a bit of confidence going into this one after the result in Mexico. We do a 16-0 there on the first run, and we're going to see if we can improve on the second run as we're making our way down towards turn 1. However, the 50-meter board isn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake, I've done it at turn 1. Fuck's sake.
Mate.
There's no 50-meter board at the first corner anymore as well.
So yeah, a bit frustrating that we invalidated there. And
Yeah,
we're going to try and go again on the same set of tyres. So let's try and make sure we don't invalidate this time. Through turn 1, we completely missed the apex, but we keep it within the white lines. So, that's a decent start. However, as we come out of turn 5, you can see that we are nearly 2 tenths down from the first sector. So it's not been a great start to the lap. As we go through turn 8, we're going to see if we can try and turn things around in the middle sector. But we have a bit of a moment through the uphill right-hander through turn 8, and now we are definitely 2 tenths down. So this has not been a good lap by any means. But we are on a set of 2-lap old tyres, so it's definitely going to be hard to improve. But through this final sector, you can see that we are finding the time in the final sector, going through this long right-hander. We take it pretty well, we get on the traction nice and early, and somehow we're going to find a decent improvement despite being quite a way down.
Are you going to improve?
Yeah, slightly though.
Yes, that's moved us up into P13.
Why is my engineer gassed that I'm up to P13? Bro.
Oh, I'm so shit at this game.
And there you go, we managed to find a slight improvement up into P13, and you can hear my engineers being very, very happy with the fact we're 13. And you also heard Elite Risks' his audio as well. He's my teammate for WR. He's actually included the audio this time, so you can actually hear him in the video. So, let's try again. We know we've got some time to find. There's at least 2 tenths in the lap. Let's go and find it. Through turn 1. Again, not really quite nailing the apex, but we keep it within the lines as we go down in towards turn 3. Nailing the apex, making sure we get on the throttle as much as possible through turn 4. And that is it's quite a game in the first sector. It's a mid-point 6 in the first sector, so that's a pretty decent start to the lap. Through turn 5, we go nice and early on the traction as well. And we have gained an extra bit of time, nearly a tenth and a half up. Going into turns 7 and 8, somehow downshifting to third gear, we get another bit of a moment through turn 8, so that's cost us a little bit of time, but we're still a tenth and a half up on the delta. We just need to keep it clean in the final sector. But as you can see, through that right-hander, we do not take it well at all, and literally the margin just drops away from us. As going into this final sector now, we're not quite nailing it here. Through this right-hander, we kind of just drift on the curb on the entry. We don't quite get the throttle down either, and the delta is completely gone. And you can hear me just frustrated in the background, as this is barely going to help us improve. We crossed the line, only improving by literally 10,000 of a second.
I was like 2 times up,
and that is a disappointing end
I'll
to
take
qualifying.
second. Top 5 all bad. That's mint.
So yeah, that's the end of qualifying, and it's only good enough for P16. Less than 4.5 tenths off pole, but around here it's a big margin. So yeah, not really nailing the lap. We could have been P12, but it doesn't really make a difference. And it's going to be quite another long race here, as we're going to discuss the highlights from this race here in Portugal. You can see we're starting on the medium tyres and looking to try and do an overcut and see if we can try and gain some time back on the soft, as going into the first corner, you know, taking it nice and clean. But actually the strategy completely changed, as there was an early safety car around on lap 7, lap 6, lap 7, and we had to box for hards. And the hard tyre is the worst tyre around Portugal because it's the C0, which means you have no grip at all, and we had to do the whole race on these tyres. However, we were still in contention for points. There was fighting up ahead, but a collision with Pico got us a penalty, and unfortunately we lost DRS thanks to the squabbling with the Alfa Romeo, and that was it. He pulled away from us after he overtook us, and it's only a P12 finish. It was P11 thanks to TF10 Flow getting a 15-second penalty for causing the safety car, but that doesn't mean you score points. So, yeah, another L to take here in WR. I do feel like it's not good enough, you know. You can see the standings. We are not even in the top 20. We're doing a Logan Sargent out here, guys. It's not been a good season by any means, and I'm really hoping we can try and turn things around, because I feel like qualifying has been our biggest enemy throughout the entire season, and it just has to be better, and there's no two ways about it. So we're going to move on to Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix, and we're going to see if we can try and score some points. So, going through the end of the first lap.
Yeah, this has not been great.
And you can hear me say it's not been a great lap so far for a banker lap. I tried to do quite a bit of practice for this one because qualifying pace was slightly lacking. So we're going to see how far we can get. There's only 15 cars for this one, so bear that in mind. As we come through the bus stop chicane, pretty decent exit, and we're going to cross the line with a 41.0, which isn't the worst banker in the world. Yeah. But it puts us P5 for the time being. We do get shuffled down a little bit, down to P8 as we're on our second lap now. The middle sector was a bit scruffy, but however, we've still found nearly a 10th as we come through the bus stop chicane, where we bottle it in SLR. And we keep it nice and clean here, but unfortunately, we don't quite get the run, so that costs us a bit of time. We do a 40.8, and that puts us into the top 6. Again, for the time being, because we do get shuffled down the order a little bit, down to P10. Still in the top 10 for now, but let's see if we can get a little bit higher. Mainly the time is in the middle sector, so let's see if we can gain time in the middle sector and try and improve up a few more places. So, down the main straight towards the first corner, just brake after the 100-meter board, a little bit of a drift, and the exit unfortunately lets us down a little bit. We don't quite get the throttle down as soon as we would have wanted, so we're a little bit down on the delta, nearly half a 10th. Making your way through a Rouge, literally just flat out in these cars, and open the DRS as you make your way down towards the Kemmel Straight, and you take a little bit of a breather, and you spot my most dreaded corners on the game, Lacombe, down to 4th, took a lot of curb there on the inside, as we do take it a bit more confidently than the last run. You can see we gained a bit of time back, but we're still nearly half a 10th down towards this hairpin here, as you set up for No Name. This is where we messed up last time. It's a lot cleaner, and we gain essentially a 10th and a half. And now going through Pool, and you want to take it flat out, but we absolutely replicate Antonio Giovinazzi, and that's game over.
I've done a Giovinazzi. I haven't done that once.
It's so frustrating. It's genuinely so frustrating. We can't qualify to save our lives, and that is P11 here. And you can hear me say that I had never done that once in practice, so that's what makes it worse. I feel like we could have generally got P7 here if we really nailed the lap, but it's P11, and we're going to talk about strategy, because this is going to be where it's won and lost.
What's the fuel?
Maybe like 1.
Do you reckon? I reckon I'm going to start mediums.
Yeah.
Try and make it to the wet. I don't know what wings to use. Have you got a wet stop there as well? I might just go like 25-20. I might go like in between that and the dry start then.
So, going into this race, there's rain on the way, and I was talking with Elite Risks, my teammate, as he's going to try and start on the mediums. He actually picks the hards. We're going to run the mediums as rain is on the way. But for now, we have to ready up for the 5 red lights here for the Belgian Grand Prix. Can we turn our luck around? We're going to find out as the lights are out, and we are on the way here for round number 9, and we're going to make it 3 wide with the Williams and the Aston Martin of TRT Danielle going into the first corner. Thankfully, we don't do a Verstappen in 2016 or 2019 and pick up damage, but unfortunately it didn't really lead us to gaining any places. But for now, it's just about keeping it clean.
2D's lagging like fucking crazy, what the fuck?
Yeah, everyone's lagging a little bit like on my screen, and I don't know what's going on.
So already you can hear Elite already talking about someone lagging. TF10 2D, one of the title contenders, lagging about like crazy at the moment. As we go through the middle sector, there's a lot of side-by-side action going through. But going into this hairpin, we get hit up the rear.
Oh, what? Mate, I've been hit twice. Oh, why do I bother?
And that has led us to dropping down to last place as a VSC has been deployed.
What the actual fuck?
Why is 2D dead?
I don't even know what's just happened. Watch my stream. What the fuck?
Why is he dead?
And speaking of the laggy Haas driver, he's actually out of the race. His internet was really bad and the car literally just imploded on its own going into Puon. So we gain a place
Rain is imminent.
in
What the
this
fuck?
race. But
watch the conditions. We think there's rain coming pretty soon. Be careful. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
I might just go for it, you know. I might. I honestly don't give a shit. I might
You
just
do.
do it. Oh, yeah, I
Where
do
are
give a
you?
shit, but you know. I'm P10. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, it looks like it's about to. Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
Hitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
I'm gonna absolutely go for this one. Might do a Hinklewood or whatever his name was in Euro 7. Lead out of nowhere.
Simba. I looked at someone else going in, to be fair. 3 people going in.
I'm going for it. If it rains, mate, I am the greatest driver WR Tier 2 has ever seen.
Okay, mate, that's it. Go.
The other 2 enters as well.
Fantastic.
so during the safety car, we make a big decision. And yes, the title is not
It
clickbait.
is the rain, though.
We
I
are
swear
on
to God,
wet
if it doesn't rain,
tyres
I'm fucked.
It's
on a
so
dry
sorry.
track.
I was
We're going to
also
try and see if we can pit just before the rain arrives and we're on intermediate tyres on a dry track. I don't even know what I'm saying. We're on intermediates on a dry track. So we need it to rain now. Otherwise, we're going to be in big
I'm
trouble
gonna
for
be
the rest
fighting
of
the
the
stars though.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
It said it was the last 3 bars.
Right, let's pick up
The first 4 bars were dry. Yeah, it's fucking raining.
Yes!
What the
Come on!
fuck is
Give me
this?
that rain! Give me that precipitation, lad!
And as you can see, raindrops are falling here at Spa, so this actually might work,
Jesus
and you can
fucking
hear me
Christ.
getting very, very excited about it, because this generally might work. However, we have got some racing to do as the safety car is in, and we are racing here in Spa-Francorchamps, and we need it to rain like crazy, because now, as you can see, going through this one
Oh,
corner,
God, these cars are fucking awful.
it's clearly not time for intermediate tyres. You can hear me saying that the tyres feel awful, and as you can see, we lost essentially 1.5 seconds to the cars in front, and unfortunately, the gamble doesn't pay off. You can see the tyres are completely like, you know, they've hit 30% there, and they're overheating as well, and as a result, we have lost so much
And by the time they
time
pit, I'm
to the cars in front. Like, we're nearly 9 seconds behind already.
Unbelievable.
And we pitted for these tyres like a lap ago, which is ridiculous. Zorzo gets his way through, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have worked out for us at all.
we
And
could get
we're
DRS.
down in 13th place, and DRS has just been enabled. So there is the telltale sign that no, we have not timed this well, and we are not the greatest WR Tier 2 driver the world has ever seen. Far from it.
My left front is on 96 degrees. Amazing.
And as you can tell throughout the video, I'm going to be emphasising some
mate.
comms throughout
I
the
already
race
knew that
because
when I lost
you can
first
hear me
second
just
as well.
not happy. That's the first instance of me just complaining a lot in this race. as this strategy has not worked out at all. And to make matters worse, other people have boxed now from the dry tyres to the inters, as BRT Lou right behind us is on fresher tyres. And the thing is, with intermediate tyres on this game, guys, the fresher you have them, the faster you're going to be. So we've hit 50% wear, and BRT Lou pitted for those tyres a lap ago. So we're absolutely no match for him. You can see we're trying our best to defend, but there's nothing we can do. And Lou moves into the top 10, and we are down to P11 to start lap 8. And now this is where things get even worse for us, because as you can see, cars are coming out of the pits at the end of lap 7, and unfortunately we've been overcut.
Overcut, that's lovely.
And yeah, there's more comms for me, just really frustrated as we've been overcut by a couple of cars already. We didn't try, we kind of lifted off a little bit just before Rouge to let our teammate through, because he's going to be on much fresher tyres, and as a result he can go and attack the cars in front. So this has benefited no one. Well, this strategy has not worked at all. We're worn tyres, and now we're just having to try our best here with cars behind us on fresher tyres, as meanwhile also goes flying off the circuit almost through that hairpin. Elite will take the place, and he is up another place. Meanwhile, the tyres are gone. You can see here that we've got an orange icon at the bottom right of the screen. That means the tyres have hit 60% already, as Marciano tries to go down the inside, going into the source.
And thanks Marciano.
Well, it's safe to say he didn't leave as much room there, did he?
70% already, mate. I'm doing, 72% already, mate. I'm fucked. Because of one shitty call. Can't do shit against these guys on fresh inters because they're crap.
Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety
Oh,
car's
that's
out.
probably
Keep an eye on
shit.
Delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Stay positive, Delta.
That's the luckiest. Wait, might be fair. You're gonna have to make it to the end of those inters though. Wait, so am I, but
I think we all are.
because the inters are gonna be so much quicker.
2 laps to go.
20.
So after a lot of complaining, we've been gifted a safety car here on
I've only
lap
lost
number 9.
Took 3
So
positions.
yeah, now what this does is it gives everyone a level playing field, and we can finally have some
90%.
fresh rubber to run about with around this circuit. So Elite's pitted. You can hear me very confused on why he did, but honestly, I don't really blame him, because fresh inters are faster.
Now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
Oh, I've got typical in my shirt. Hello. What a go. Well, I don't know why, but like, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's typical, mate.
And I take a bit of a moment to acknowledge that FRT Typical was in my Twitch chat at the time of the race. So if you're watching this, mate, thank you very much. Cheers for tuning in at some point during this race, as we're about to get underway again. We are back in P10 since ESV Bobbert's in the McLaren box under the safety car. So we're back to where we started here in Spa, but now we have fresh rubber to try and go for some moves if the opportunities arrive. So underway again here, going down towards turn 1 at the moment. I did question why I wasn't a bit more aggressive and try a move or a dive bomb down the inside, but then I instantly remembered that Drastic Blaze once tried that, and that didn't work. Meanwhile, Flo is up the inside, going into the bus stop. We fend him off, but it's carnage here.
Oh my god!
Mate, what the fuck?
Marciano's just clawed to the wall.
So as you can see, it hasn't taken long for the carnage to start. Everyone's fighting for places. Marciano ended up hitting the wall on the main straight. We got a beautiful run out to Radion to pass him round the outside, but Flo wants that place as well. As we go down into Lacombe, we say no. Meanwhile, Elite.
See you later.
has made another place, so he's looking really good on those fresh intermediate tyres. It was definitely the right decision to pit, but for us, we are slowly making our way up the order as well. There, I think Venom in front of us is yet to stop. He let Elite through, but now Zorzo and Azara are side by side through Stavilo 2.
Oh, please don't be a safety car. That's going to be a safety car.
Why do I get caught in this shit, man?
Oh, I'm fucked. No, that's fucked. Everyone's going to pit.
Why do I get caught in everyone else's fucking shitty shenanigans, man? Every time. Absolute bellend.
Fuck's sake. I literally had to win.
And you can hear me and Elite both being frustrated because A, we got damage again in someone else's shenanigans, and B, Elite's annoyed because he realises that everyone has been given a free pit stop, and that's harmed his tyre advantage. So therefore, his chance of winning have slightly been dampened a bit.
What the fuck happened?
People can't race. That's what's happened.
And because of the double stack, we've lost the ground we made up. So we were ahead of TF10 Flow just before that, and he's in P6 right now, and we're back in P11. So very, very unlucky again. Very frustrating, and we're going to have to do it all over again as the third safety car comes in. We're down to 12, so 2 people will be very unlucky not to score points. You can see that Hazara is still side by side with Zorzo through La Source. Thankfully, they don't collide this time. But we are trying our best to try and pick off some moments and try and get some places back, because we were P9 just before that collision, and it's up to us to try and turn things around in the final few laps. We get a really good run on Danielle going into the bus stop, however.
No way. Haha! There's no fucking way. What am I? Ah!
So, mainly, Elite has got damage. There was a collision with him and Stonks, and meanwhile, in the background you can see that we're fighting Danielle for P9.
Yes.
We got a second warning for track limits as well. We got one warning on the previous lap, trying to go side by side with Marciano through Eau Rouge. So
mate, it's a fucking joke.
We muscle our way past the Aston Martin for no reason. As you can see here, he's going to absolutely fly past us down the Kemmel Straight. And he puts us back down into P10, but Elite's got damage, and his race has been completely ruined. And yeah, that is the last thing he needed, because he genuinely could have won the race today. And as we go through the middle sector, you can see Elite just holding up everyone. Venom's off the track completely through No Name. I think Lou got caught up in it as well, so he lets us go. But right now, it's absolute carnage, and we need to pass our teammate.
Let me go.
Hey, I'm fucking nowhere near. What do you mean let you go?
Brother, I'm literally just
What, trying to put like let 3 cars
I'm behind you, lad. You can't turn.
I can't fucking turn. Oh my god.
So Elite is going to be basically spending the rest of this video complaining that he can't turn. Going into the bus stop though.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. What is that?
Nah, this is like fucking bullshit, honestly.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Fuck stonks.
We do manage to pass our teammate, but it's only because he flew off the circuit. And now we have to try and pass Shazoo Venom because I think he's got damage. Danielle goes wide through Pouon, and we take the opportunity and we move up into P6 in this Belgian Grand Prix. But as you can see, the conditions have gotten a lot worse. And it's definitely time for the wet compound tyres. But I will raise the fact that EFB did make a trip to the pits 2 laps ago for a set of wet tyres. So we've managed to clear one Aston Martin. We need to clear the McLaren of Venom if we want to try and catch up to Flo again, who's got a 5-second time penalty. So we nearly pushed the McLaren through the bus stop. We have a bit of a moment through the main straight. Almost putting in the wall. Danielle tries to go round outside, but thanks to the fact that we got the inside line, we absolutely floored the defence and keep the position as he almost flew off the track at La Source. But we need to pass this McLaren, who's really, really slow. Going up a Rouge though, You can see he goes wide. We have a massive moment of our own, almost
Second penalty.
going off into the wall there. And we're using every last bit of the battery now to try and put pressure on Shazoo Venom. Going into Lacombe, we try and brake a little bit late. He brakes even later than us. You can see there's no grip as we almost go wide. But by the time we get out of it, we move ahead.
Adios, Venom. Come on.
Nice work, mate.
And that is us up into P5
I've just seen what happened
in
to
this
Ollie.
race. But unfortunately, here comes Bobbert on the wet tyres. And he's so much faster than us, and we don't really put up a fight. You can hear me saying in the background, saying, I want to live, as this is our best chance at points all season. So we want to try and keep this clean and try and get to the end of the race. It's been a very frustrating race, a very chaotic race, and somehow we might have gotten a little bit lucky for once. So we're going to try and get to the end of the race as Hazara strolls past us down the Kemmel Straight on those wet tyres. There was no fighting him at all, and he puts us down to P7. But the main thing is, we're trying to stay within 5 seconds of tier 10 flow. And I will say he might try and get his penalty removed. It might be getting removed. So bear that in mind. But right now, we're still P7. There were no additional warnings. And it's going to be the Mercedes, I think? Nah, it is. It's Stonks who wins the Belgian Grand Prix. But meanwhile, for us, it's been a chaotic race. But somehow, we're going to get P6.
We got him. Finally. Jesus, what a shit show.
And there you go. Somehow, we've absolutely frauded that.
Fuck's sake.
And we've managed to get P6 on track. Of course, these results are provisional. There have been a few incidents sent into the Stewart. But for us, finally, getting some points. And honestly, you know, this race was purely pot luck. Driving-wise, we didn't drive that well. And honestly, the strategy was terrible, being on wet tyres on a dry track. But thankfully, we got lucky for once. I hope you enjoyed the chaos, and I'll see all of you in the next one.